Good evening, guys. Happy Thursday to all of your sunshiny faces. So guys, I'm all packed and ready for football tomorrow. Everything is charged and ready. Normally I like to bring my AirPods with on the bus just because it's actually not like that loud. I thought that it was gonna be noisier, like again, like all the kids were gonna be like talking and coaches and stuff like that, because I didn't want to seem like I was like listening in on conversations. But then like, what do? Just stare out the window? Like, and again too, like, I mean, my dad normally too, like, again, he's going to coach, so a lot of times he's like kind of getting in like the mindset of coaching, sort of. So he like doesn't really like, you know, he doesn't really talk normally to anyone. Like for example, when we went on the bus, it was just my dad was the only coach on our bus, and then the head coach was the only coach on the other bus for varsity, because all the other coaches are at the JV game. So only my dad and the head coach are the only two that are still at the high school that take the varsity then, if they have like, because the first away game that we had, the JV, or I'm sorry, not the JV, the Frost-Soft team, the freshmen and sophomores, they played the nights before on Thursday, and then the varsity just played on like Friday night. So all of the coaches went together on Friday night. But like last week and this week, they're playing the, you know, Frost-Soft team will be playing ahead of time, you know, before the varsity. So all of the coaches are already there. And like a couple of the coaches also like drive separately. Like one of the coaches brings like all the camera equipment and he brings it in his truck. So like again, they come separate from like the buses. But the head coach go with the varsity, so that was who I went with. And my dad's like the only coach on the bus, so normally he's just kind of like, I don't know, getting ready, kind of like preparing, like thinking stuff over and things like that. So I don't want to be like talking to him, but then like, what do? Just sit there in awkward silence. So I normally just bring my AirPods, because like I can't read either on the bus because I will get car sick, and that don't want that to happen. So I bring my AirPods and just like listen to music on the bus, which is what like probably at least 75% of the kids are also doing too. So like they've got like, you know, their headphones and AirPods and stuff like that on. So like that's what I normally just do, and that's what I did the last 2 weeks, you know, that we've been away. But so I have those like charged. My phone's charging right now. Like I said, I've got all of my things kind of ready for football for tomorrow, and like packed up. I brought a couple snack things too, in case like when we get back to the school, so that I can have something to eat when we get back there, you know, just like that kind of stuff. So I am all ready for football, which I guess is good, because this will be, I know next week we'll be home. I don't know if we have 2 home games, or at least after that it'll switch off, like home away. But like this is the last 3 weeks in a row of away games that we had to go to, and this one's going to also be a long one. It is going to be like an hour, so almost as long as the first one was. And like last week was nice, it was kind of somewhat closer. It felt longer like when we would drive to that game, because we've played that team before. The team we played 2 weeks ago, the one that was like almost an hour away, we haven't played them, and we also have never played this team that we're playing this week that's like an hour away. So it's kind of long considering the playoffs. That was, what was it, a 6-hour drive or something like that, or 5 hours or 4. It was a long drive. So it's not that, like, this is kind of like a piece of cake still compared to that. So I'm not at all complaining. Like, you know, I'd rather take an hour on the bus than the whatever 4 or 5 hours long that it was. But anyways, like I was saying, everything should be ready and set to go for football for tomorrow. I actually got a ton of editing done today, which is really nice, and should mean that I don't need to do any over the weekend, although I still plan on hopefully getting to some. As of right now, I don't need to edit any, at least for, like I said, I should be good for over the entire weekend. So, and I should have grocery hauls for you guys on Saturday and Sunday again, most likely. And also guys, another little fun update, I guess, as far as project things go, which I was going to let you guys know yesterday because I found out about it yesterday. But the plumber that we had that was scheduled for yesterday that like we ended up having to cancel because of football schedule. My mom had a doctor's appointment that was like an hour away. My dad had to take my mom, and everybody just had like a whole bunch of stuff going on yesterday, so it didn't end up really working out that, you know, somebody was going to be here for the plumber yesterday. So we ended up rescheduling, and thankfully he said that he would be able to do it next Wednesday, meaning like this coming Wednesday, which is awesome. And that means that we won't have to wait a super long time, and then hopefully we'll be able to get all that stuff moved around, finish painting the rooms, and then have my cousin and his company come out and then finish doing the floors and the patchwork that has to be done in the other room and all of that stuff. And then hopefully the bedrooms will be done very quickly. It's funny, I really wanted all that stuff to be done like before football started, just so that like we didn't have to try and deal with football, and like because everybody's schedule is so busy on top of that too. Like again, my dad and Jack have meetings and stuff like that, or you know, practices, games, whatever. It's every single day. They have on Saturday, they have a practice in the morning and coaches meeting, and then Sunday they normally do like a quick like hour long like Zoom meeting, and they go over like talking about the plan for like the upcoming week, you know, like what they're gonna plan for, like that kind of stuff, which I kind of understand why they do it on Sunday instead of just doing it on Saturday, because sometimes they like look over film of the other team that they're going to be playing, and sometimes like on Saturday in the morning right after a Friday night game, they get home like, you know, some don't go to bed until after midnight, and then they get up in the morning and it's like 8 o'clock to have football practice. So like even the coaches sometimes don't have time to look over film like for like the upcoming week of like the opponent, to like go over stuff and things like that, and you know, how are they going to game plan against them and whatever. And so I think that's what they do. I'm not entirely sure, but that's why then normally they have like all day Saturday and part of the day on Sunday to be able to kind of game plan then and look over film and stuff like that of the opponent, or even from their team, and be like, hey, this kid hasn't been doing this right, we might also need to address that, whatever. Like they can also go over like their game film too. So anyways, long story short, they have stuff that goes on every day, and then Monday through Thursday they have regular practices. Fridays are game days, and then like I said, that's, you know, starts over the whole schedule. So they have a lot of stuff that goes on, and it's difficult even to just get like, you know, again, some of the stuff done and taken care of. I guess the good thing is that Jack actually does have classes, but his classes don't start until October. So like his fall semester class, I think he's actually only taking one this semester though. Or no, he's taking 2, but they don't start until October, which is really awesome. So he's still got some time, and like it will probably be like the end of football season even as well, which is also really nice. Then when that starts too, it's like more stuff that we're not going to be able to get things done or whatever, you know, and have stuff, you know, again, like project stuff done and taken care of. So I kind of hoped that it was going to be done, but again, we would be done right now if we didn't have this other, you know, plumbing problem that ended up coming up, you know, aside from like the project things that are going on as well. So, and then again too, we're at kind of the mercy of whenever, you know, like we have, you know, again, my cousin is company, you know, when they're available, because we might be like, okay, like you guys can come out and do it, and then they're like, okay, we can schedule you guys for like 4 weeks from now, you know, or like 8 weeks from now or whatever, and we'll be like, okay, that's a long time to wait still. But at that point, football will be over. But then it's gonna be like, you know, fall, like deep into fall at that point by the time football's over as well. So like, I don't know, I thought I was gonna kind of have more time like in the summer, like in my new room. I was expecting it, and now it's like we've already like moved on to the point of like, you know, we're not gonna be situated and like really settled until probably like around the holidays, which is kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy, but at the same time too, it's the same time last year that like my parents ended up moving into their bedroom upstairs. Like it wasn't even a year ago. It was like, I think around Thanksgiving, or a little bit maybe before that or something like that. I think it was in November possibly. But yeah, that was when their room upstairs was finished. So now we have all the downstairs rooms that are, you know, again, we've had to kind of wait on. And I also told you guys too how like we had a different contractor that we were working with, and then it ended up falling through. That was who we had do almost all of the other stuff for us up until this point, and then when that fell through, we had to spend a whole bunch of time trying to find people. And then it was actually, like I said, my cousin, I think he started working for this company only a few weeks or maybe a few months, right, or like when we were looking. Like he started working for the company when we started looking for somebody, and then found out very shortly that like he was actually working for like a construction company that would do all of the stuff that we needed done, which is really nice. So anyways, like I said, long story short, we should be hopefully moving very quickly along with this stuff once we are able to. It's just like we're also waiting on other people to get stuff done. We're not, you know, just not able to do anything ourselves. It's just that we can't do anything else because we have, you know, other stuff that has to be done first. So anyways, yeah, that's where we are with that. I'm gonna take a shower and get to bed so that I can get ready for football tomorrow and hopefully be up early and all of that. But I'll see you guys in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love it if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye guys.